Yabaraka,
Yabaraka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Wayashamarka,
Wayashamarka,
Ya'ar,
Ya'ar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Panyaka,
Panyaka,
Alyaka,
Aliyaka,
Wayakanka,
Wayakanka,
Yesha,
Yasha,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Panyaka,
Panyaka,
Alyaka,
Aliyaka,
Wayasham,
Wayasham,
Laka,
Laka,
Shalom, Shalom,
Shalom,
Shalom. All right, Shalom.
Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. All right, BGMS, Louisiana Saints of the Lafayette Camp. All right, Lafayette branch. All right, back with another live lesson. All right, but before we get started, we're going to give all honor, all glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
all right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that's pushing this truth in sincerity. Salutations,
Shalom.
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 Salutations and blessings as well to the men, women, and children of the hopeful elect. All right, and as you can see, the title of the lesson is, we must labor in the work to pretty much get our rest, which is the kingdom, man. All right, we're gonna go through some scriptures. All right, to back up the title of the video. The Lord willing, that be edifying to whoever may be watching.
That's right. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Right, so read it one more time.
It's Matthew 11 and 28. Yahushua speaking. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Right, pretty much all the prophets that are laboring in this truth. All right, that's catching hell. Come on to the Lord, man. Come on to this word, come on to this truth, and through that, he's gonna give you, which is that crown of life, which is that ultimate rest, which is the kingdom. All right.
Yep. I got one backing you up. This is John 14 and 6. Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father, but by me.
That's right. So the Lord said, Yahushua said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. All right. And the only way to get to the Father is by, getting to Yahushua. All right. And how we do that is by following, certain things within our daily lives, the law, statutes, commandments, different things of that sort, to pretty much make our cause and our election sure. That way, all right, all right. Read it one more time.
This is Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
That's right. So all the ones that are laboring in this truth, man, all right, we eventually, gonna receive that rest, man, because we put forth the work, all right, and because we put forth that work, all right, we're gonna enter into the kingdom, man, Lord willing, all right.
You got the words.
All right.
Okay, come. All right, this is the word labor from Matthew 11 and 28.
Strong's G 2872. Copy all.
All right, kapiao. It says to grow weary, tired, exhausted with toil or burdens of grief. It says to labor with wearisome effort, to toil of bodily labor.
Yeah. Body labor, man. All right. Meaning that what do the prophets do, man? All right. They labor by going out on the highways and the byways. All right. They labor by, carrying signs to wherever place they may be, posting up camp. All right, they're laboring by doing research. All right, to bring forth edification to videos or whatever the case may be. All right, all of this is, you know, work. All right, of the mind, man. You know, you work in your mind trying to get all this information so you can share it with other people that need it. You know, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And if I could say also, like that labor is just going into us physically working for Esau Edom in the society as part of us breaking that contract or breaking that stipulation of the contract with Yahweh Shem Shah. That's part of the curses, man. That's still something that's effect on us, showing forth that we're not in full agreement with Yahweh Shem Shah. We're not gonna get that by by accepting Yahweh Shah on this side with the word and ultimately relying on faith to be beamed up, man, to be saved. I got you quick, and this is Genesis 3 and 18. It says, thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. I'm gonna start at 17. Unto Adam he said, this was a stipulation put on Adam, all right, by the Most High, for disobeying his law and following after who?
Serpent.
Eve,
Yeah, child.
ultimately, that was beguiled by the serpent. Because scriptures tell you she was in transgression first, man. All right, so she was beguiled, and we followed after her way. So the Most High put that stipulation on us from the beginning, man. Ultimately, the only person that can break that is Yahweh Shai, man, who was Adam. All right, but it says, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten out of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow, in sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. And we still in sorrow right now, man. We're eating sorrows of this place, man. We can't get any productivity out of this place, man. Because why? We're still up under that stipulation of that agreement with the Most High, man. That ultimately can be broken by Yahweh Shai, man. All right? Through faith in Yahweh Shai, man. But it says, here it goes. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Right, no productivity. Thorns and thistles, man. We don't get anything that's actually lucrative here in America. The only riches that we have that we can look forward to is something that we don't even see here in America, man. We can't even see what we're doing for the Lord in America, but spiritually we have faith that we have our works built up and they're going to take us to the kingdom, man. We got faith that we're going to inherit that part of the contract that the Lord promised to us by doing what? Believing, having faith. That's a stipulation in the contract. We're gonna get that too. But it says, "In the sweat of thy face," going back to that labor, and that's still to this day, man. In the like the scriptures tell you, Baruch, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, man. How can we be in the new covenant and we're still in our captivity? That wouldn't be right, man. We don't get the fullness of it. We're not in full agreement of with the Most High, man. We're coming back to that now, but it says, "In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return." Man. And can y'all agree to this? Has any man we know returned from the grave except Yahweh Shai, man? We have those curses on us, man. When we die, we go to the grave, man. Our name is what? Not upheld in this earth, man. So that's still to this day, man. We're not incorruptible yet, man. We're not celestial yet. You got it, brother.
Still got the word rest from Matthew 11.
You got it.
All right. Now, this is the word rest from Matthew 11 and 28. I'm going to let this play.
Strong's G373. An apollo. An apollo.
An apao, right? It says to cause or permit one to cease from any movement or labor in order to recover and collect his strength.
Man.
It says definition number 2 to give rest, refresh, to give oneself rest. Then definition number 3 it says to keep quiet of calm and patient expectation.
Ooh. It said to make fresh, and it tells you in Peter's 3 and 13, roughly paraphrasing, it says we look forward to a new heavens. When you go into that new, that means refreshed, man. So we haven't had that yet. It has to be a nuclear cleansing first, man. There's another. That's why the scriptures tell you we know in part, we prophesy in part, because there's the other side of this, man. There's the other side of the inheritance. Going at the time, there's
It
the other
is.
side of this inheritance that we gotta uphold certain things on this side in order to get to that, man. And that's rightfully said. But this is Genesis 49:10. I'm just backing that up, because ultimately we're having faith in Yahweh Shai through this grace period. But like the scriptures tell you, we don't have a license to sin, man. So this is our time to get it together and fulfill that agreement with the Lord, man. The Lord is giving us time. Look, fulfill your end of the bargain. That's what the Lord is saying, man. Because the Lord has kept his end from the beginning, man, when he promised it to Abraham, man. But we haven't got our, if we were out of captivity, we haven't got our motherland yet either. You got it, brother.
Look, yeah, that was my fault.
You got it.
No, I was just saying the Lord is bound by his word, you know, so you know, it's, he's gonna do right by it, you know what I mean? So we just gotta keep buying at the bargain as well, you know.
Hey, I got you one out. It's Genesis 49:10. It says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come. Get that word Shiloh. Until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
I was getting the first shallow play out.
Okay.
I'm pull it up.
I'm gonna read it for you. It's Genesis 49:10. It says the scepter, and if you could Google that too, you can get just that scepter, man. Because we're working towards that scepter, man. We're gonna have, all right, like we went into Psalms in our hands, man. Getting that victory over this place, man. We wanna have it in our mind when it's all said and done that we worked for it, man. We still gotta prophesy. We still gotta teach. We still gotta bring in fruit, man. Did you forget about that part, man? That's laboring. Let's not forget the work that goes into this thing, man, that we're gonna get rewarded for. But it says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah. From Judah, it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, man. So Yahushua is coming back with that scepter, man. And we're gonna be rulers under him, man. We're ambassadors. It's a government. It's a righteous government. But it says, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. You got it.
That's right, man. So, Yahweh Shai, man, you know, which is shallow, you know, when he comes, you know, that scepter isn't gonna pass, meaning that, you know, you know, we're gonna rule, man. You know, we're gonna rule in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, with Yahweh Shai. All right, and 144,000, and we're gonna have rest. All right, our people are gonna have rest, man. All right, no longer we're gonna be, you know, downtrodden and called the lowest of the low and so forth and so on, man. You know, we're gonna actually have rest. That's why the scriptures say, what you're gonna get, where it says that the Lord shall wipe away all our tears, man, is because, you know, Jake is really crying on this side, man. You know, Jake is looking for an answer. You know, he's looking for, he's looking for an answer, man. And that's why he's so lost, is because he's dipping and dabbling in so much other things to try to find his rest. But this place isn't our rest, though. You know, we ain't gonna find rest until we in the kingdom. You know, until we on that other side. Until righteousness is ruling the planet Earth. All right.
Right. Yeah.
That's the word Shiloh. All right, this is the word Shiloh from Genesis 49:10. Strong's H7886. Shayalah. Shayalah. It says, under the Strong's definition, it says tranquil, all right, shallow, and epithet of the Messiah. All right, clearly showing you right there that this Shiloh spoken of in Genesis 49:10 that will come out of Judah, all right, it's talking about the Messiah, Yahushua. So we're not going to receive rest or peace or tranquility until the one, all right, that's basically named rest or tranquility, peace, is going to come and give it to us.
Beautiful.
All right, Yahushua.
Because rest can only establish rest. The Lord he's the pillar for rest. He's the ultimate example of rest. So rest can only be established by rest by Yahweh Shai, man. I got you, man. Good, man. Expecting you up. You got it. This is Hebrews 13 and 14. It says, For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come.
Right here, all right, in America, Babylon the Great, as well as wherever else the elect are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We have no continuing city. We have no continuing lives in this captivity. Look at what's going on in this world. Look at the direction that this world is going towards. Just totally left. And these elites, at this point, they're coming out in the open, telling you their agendas, okay, and telling you the direction that they want this world to go in, according to their NWO. So we, as the hopeful elect, we have no continuing cities or continuing lives in this place. But we seek the one, all right, the city to come, which is what? The New Jerusalem. That's where we're going to have rest at. Okay? That's why the scriptures refers to us as pilgrims. Because basically, what is a pilgrim? Somebody who travels through, different types of lands, okay, to ultimately get to the particular land that he's looking to settle at, that he's looking to rest at. You know, hey, and it describes us as the hopeful elect in these latter days. We seek the city or the rest that is to come, or New Jerusalem, or Yerushalayim in the Hebrew, which means what? City of peace. Okay, the city of rest.
Yeah, I
Because
got one right here. Backing you up. This is just going into that word scepter. Okay, and it says, this is the Google definition. It says an ornament, staff carried by rulers of ceremonial,
Plural,
yeah,
rulers.
carried by rulers of ceremonial occasions as a symbol of sovereignty.
Yeah,
Yep,
that wedding.
yep, yep, yep.
The ceremony, we're applying these works and these words to our lives in order to prepare for that ceremony.
Yep.
You got more?
That's it on that. I'm just gonna read it one more time
You
just
got it,
for the
brother.
camera's sake.
You got
All right. This is definition of scepter again. It says scepter, an ornament staff carried by
it. You got any
rulers.
pictures of it?
Khan as
Can you
well.
show too?
Yeah, yeah.
You got it.
Khan. It says an ornament staff carried by rulers on ceremonial occasions as a symbol of sovereignty. Okay, and as you can see,
Heavy.
if I can show it, like, and that's the scepter. That's what the scepter is. You see those people like so-called royal family. They have those little scepters or whatever in their hands. Well, that's what a scepter is, man.
Yeah.
All right, and that's what the symbol. That's the definition of what that symbolizes, man. All right.
Symbol of royalty.
Yeah, royalty.
Right. This is just backing up the money. This is Hebrews 13 and 14 in the NLT. It says, "For this world is not our permanent home. We are looking forward to a home yet to come."
hey, like you just said, this current world right now, all right, this rulership, okay, this current so-called life that we have here in this world, this is not permanent. All right, this is not our permanent home. Okay, our permanent home is ultimately the kingdom of heaven. Ultimately, the Lord coming back or to deliver us out of our captivity and bring us back to our holy land,
Mm.
or the land of Israel. That's our permanent home. The land that was promised to our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which that promise trickles down to the 12 tribes of Israel. That's our permanent home that we seek. That's why we're pilgrims. You know.
Right, brother. You got anything else?
Yeah.
Back to Matthew.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. It's back in that Matthew. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse
Shalaji, Shalaji, you go to 24 now.
24.
Matthew 24,
Oh, you want to start it?
13 to 14.
This is Matthew 24 and 13. Yahweh Shai speaking. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
That's right. So, like the brother was saying earlier, he was going into, we can labor here on this side, but ultimately, there's no assurance of the things that we labor for here. You know, you got many of people who have so-called 401ks, these jobs that they work for these companies. You have so many companies that are shutting down, and they're not guaranteed that they'll have a retirement plan or this, that, and the third, or anything to have a security to for when they get older to the point to where they can't work anymore.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? So it's ridiculous, man.
And we owe it to the Lord to work for this, man. We owe that to the Lord to say, hey, we don't deserve nothing, Lord. We want what you want for us. Saying like, oh, we in it, we're in it. Like, no, we're not finished with this yet, man. The Lord requires something out of us here on this side, man. So we're not worthy of the things yet to come just yet. All right, we got work to do, like the brother's going into,
Yep.
and I got you one, brother.
Right.
This is that word contract in the Black's Law Dictionary. That word contract. You go to the word contract on the performance contract. All right, and this is the type of contract basically that the nation of Israel entered into. Well, Yahweh Shem Shah, man. A contract, if a brother could get it off Google, if you could get it off Google, just type in contract stipulation. In a contract, you have stipulation or what is called a term, all right, that you may have to come to within that contract that says, okay, you can go to the next point. Okay, you're getting closer and closer. Okay, well, now you're going to get the whole portion of everything, but you got to do these things, man. All right?
That's right.
But I got it right here. This that word performance contract. It says, you got it in there. It says, a contract that requires a party to act personally and does not allow substitution. It says people who provide unique personal services often make performance contracts. It says a contract that allows the contractor, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, all right? And the contractor is who you come into the contract with, all right? That ultimately has the authority in that contract, all right? It says a contract that allows the contractor to choose the means to achieve the end result. Now, we got a means to achieve that end result, which is the kingdom of heaven. But that means, its terms, its stipulations, we gotta do in its truth. Man. We gotta present our body as a living sacrifice. You gotta have faith. You got to eat the whole roll. You got to believe in your house, man. You can't take away from this book and you can't add on to it, man. There's lots of things, man. We got to be perfect up until this coming day. See if they got any more. It says, ooh, just a little bit more. It says, the product specification may be loose and allow the contractor, which is the Lord, latitude, which is basically grace, man. Look up latitude real quick. I just see what it means. Latitude, I think it means like a little leeway, like a little leverage. You know what I mean? In deciding how to perform. I'm gonna read it again. It says, and this on the performance contract. It says, ooh, okay, that's like grace.
Look down here.
Breathing place,
Right.
breathing space.
Breath.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna read it again. You got it, brother. It says, the product specifications may be loosed and allow the contractor, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushai, latitude in deciding how to perform. You got it, brother.
Now this is the definition of the word latitude off of Google. It says, I'm gonna read definition number 2. It says, scope for freedom of action. All right, scope for freedom of action or thought.
Woo.
All right.
Which is likened unto a grace period, that little gap where you like, okay, well, you got this much time to do this, but if you don't do this, okay, you're not gonna get this. But if you do this in this period of time, you're gonna get it. And that's how the Lord simply put it to us, man. We gotta work for this thing, and we, like I said, we owe that to the Lord, man. All that we've done in the world, man, compared to the mercy of the Lord that has bestowed upon us, man, we owe it to the Lord to want to work for this thing, man. And say it's not over in itself, because we know prophecy has to come to pass. So, what should we be doing in that time? The Lord commanded us, till I come, give, give what I give, give you
Give,
attendance, man, to exhortation, sound doctrine. So that's not over yet. The law isn't in us yet, man. All right, we're still teaching the word on the highways and byways. Man. You got it, man.
It says, now when you go down to the origin, all right, where it gives you the etymology of the word latitude, when you go down to the origin, it says from the Latin latus, all right, and it means broad, all right, and then when you go down, it says from the Latin uh, latitudo, latitudo, and it means breadth. Okay, so when a contractor, which is the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, gives us latitude, all right, via this grace spirit, it basically gives us room to breathe, so to speak, a little bit of leeway, so that the pressures that we were under that old covenant are no longer under us because now we have a grace spirit. Where now, okay, we can
Beautiful.
make our bodies a living sacrifice. Okay, we're not under the technicalities of the law under that old covenant, but now we're basically under the law of the spirit, which goes into what being diligent, being faithful, okay, giving charity, being brotherly, okay, adding to our faith knowledge, all the things that the apostle Peter goes into in Second Peter the first chapter, okay, when you read that chapter, when as Peter was breaking it down, he basically tells you that when all those things abound in you, okay, being diligent, being faithful, all those different things, okay, they make you not unfruitful to a Mashiach. And as you continue reading in that chapter, the Apostle Peter basically says all of those things is how you make your calling and election sure. You know, and so hey, we could do none of those things, all right, without the latitude, all right, the grace, the leeway that Yahweh Shema Shai has bestowed upon us in this current grace period. You know?
Beautiful. And then just to back you up, we're in a condition right now, but under this condition that we're in, there's certain conditions that we have to meet. It's that word condition. Just bring it out. You got it out. It's the word condition. In Black's Law Dictionary, it says condition, a future and uncertain event on which the existence or extent of an obligation or liability depends. An uncertain act or event that triggers or negates a duty to render a promised performance. You see? So we're trying to get that promised performance of the kingdom of heaven, man, rendered onto us. But there's certain conditions we have to meet. There's certain checkpoints, like you got a long race, right? And then during the race, you'll have somebody, they'll be at the 1 mile mark and they'll have a sign. They might have a cup of water, say, hey, hey, keep going, And they'll have somebody too, and then so on and so forth, man. So it's conditions we got to meet up until we get those celestial bodies and we get that fullness of that agreement with the Lord. You got it, brother.
All right. What was that? Matthew.
You want us to finish off with that Matthew 11? I think you say you want to read down to verse 30, huh?
Uh, yeah, but it just you can bring them out.
No.
It went out. It went into get that in third into it.
Oh, wait. Did we finish in Matthew 24? Or did we read verse 14?
No,
You
we
mind if I
didn't read all the way
mind if I
down.
read a little bit more on this?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
It says in the latter end, ooh, this is a good one. It says a stipulation or prerequisite. Now this is what a condition is. Now we're in a certain condition right now. Okay, we're in a lower state. We're in poverty. All right. We brokenhearted. We need rescue. We need a deliverer. That's the condition or the state we're in right now. All right. It says a stipulation or prerequisite in a contract will will will, and when you have a will, all right, you have a decedent or someone that has deceased,
Yeah.
all right, and after the death of the deceased, the will, like in Louisiana, there's two types of will. Y'all know them? Two
No.
types of wills. They got notarial and allographic. All right, notarial is basically written in your own handwriting. Allographic is basically you have assistance. Um, making the will and putting it into effect, basically. But after that will is put into effect in law, you have certain things that are within the will that may require stipulation, like saying, okay, well, my son is going to inherit this, but in order to inherit this, he has to complete college by the age of 21.
Oh,
He has to do this by this age or this age in order to get this or that. So that's how the Lord likened unto us, man. The sons of God, man. We got stipulations in order to get the kingdom of heaven, man. Point blank, period. But as it says a stipulation or prerequisite of a contract, will or other instrument constituting the essence of the instrument. Meaning what? Constituting meaning declaring it, man. Saying what? Constituting the essence of the instrument, man. All right, and that's what we're doing, man. We're declaring, all right, to get that kingdom of heaven, man, that crown of life. And just speaking of that crown of life, it says basically, be faithful unto death, man. So it's telling you right there, be faithful unto death, and then that's a condition right there. Be faithful unto death, and you'll get a crown of life.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a stipulation. You got it, brother.
Yep, yep, yep. Hey, so beautiful. Huh?
Hey, can I read it for you? Stipulation. You got it, bro.
All
You
right.
got it. This is the stipulation. All right, it says stipulation, a material condition or requirement in an agreement, a factual representation that is incorporated into a contract as a term. Man. A factual representation. Hey,
Yeah. So basically,
you
the
got it.
Lord. So basically, when our forefathers made a contract with the Lord gave him, like the brother just now brought out, stipulations. Man, look, if you continue, if your seed does this, right, you follow my laws, keep my Sabbath, praise me, don't worship other gods, so forth and so on. Look, this is all the blessings that you'll get as a people, as a nation. But hey, if you don't do what I say, if you disagree, if you disobey, then these are the curses, man. All right, and these are the curses that we're going underneath right now. We facing. All right, you got it.
You got it, bro.
All right.
Genesis 12 and 1. Genesis 12 and 1. It says, now the Lord Yahweh had said unto Abram, Abraham, all right, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house onto a land that I will show thee. Because the Lord basically isolated Abraham so they can make that agreement with each other, man. That's how deep the Lord is, man. He said, get out of thy country, man. Flee. This is important, man. This is an important time where this is going to mark the beginning of forever, so to speak. You know what I mean? So because we're laboring, like we said, we're going into, we're laboring on to get onto that rest, to get onto that promise. But it says, and you got it, brother. It says, now the Lord said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. You got it, brother.
That's right. So the Lord said, "Hey, man, look, I'm gonna bless you, man. I'm gonna give you all these things. I'm gonna let your seed continue forever and ever. All right, if you do these certain things, man. All right, and through your seed as well, the earth and all the other nations will be at peace as well, man. That rest
Yes.
that you was going into, you know. So yeah, man, that's what we pushing towards, guys. That's what we pushing for. That's why we enduring and doing the work. All right, so that way we can fulfill that promise, man. All right, fulfill that contract. All right.
We ain't get that side of it yet. All the families of the earth not blessed through us just yet.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
still think of it as the low, man.
yeah.
Like we got to get through all this to get to home, man, over there, man. So we know it's much work to be done, man. And like any good story, like they'll have these cartoons that have like these anime, these adventure apocalyptic movies or whatever. And the end of the moral of the story will be, man, it's always worth basically achieving that goal, man. Going further for something you can't see, man, until the end. Even these bug outs be going out on their sword, whatever their sword is, man. You know what I mean? Whatever they
Yeah.
believe in, they going out full fledged on it, man. So how much more us in righteousness, man? We gotta go hard for the Lord, man. And the Lord is gonna fight for us. That's when the Lord is gonna deliver us, man. When we're giving out all our strength, our all out to the Lord, man. You got it, man.
All right. got you.
Matthew. You want to go back into Matthew?
You can, Matthew 24:13.
All right. This is back in Matthew. This is Matthew 24 and 13, and it reads, Yahweh Shah speaking, but he that shall endure unto the end, endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
That's right. So we endure to the end and continue on in this truth, in this faith, in this walk. Then what, man? We're gonna receive that rest, man. All right, which is the kingdom, which is that crown. All right, which we're looking forward for. All right. Not only that we looking forward to, the earth is looking forward to it as well, man. It says what the how does it says that the earnest expectation
For the creature,
of
yeah.
the creatures
Yeah, Romans 8.
waited for the righteous to rule. All right, the earth is also waiting for that rest as well, man. The earth, you know,
Yeah. Scripture
yeah,
say the earth mourning, man.
yeah,
Language.
yep,
Because look how it's being ruled, man. This place is a gutter mess, man. Like one of my school teachers, I think I was in like the second or third grade. She used to always like somebody would do something little Jacob's bad. She'd be like, "You done got yourself in a gutter mess." Like I understand that now, man, because this how the society is being ruled, man. It's a gutter mess. You got it.
Yeah, shoot, man, if I could just interject, man, you even got brothers been sending articles to the chats as of lately. Even that now Esau's coming out with a jab for the bees. You know, so
A gutter mess.
yeah, so, that just that alone shows you that this earth needs to be refreshed and renewed. Okay,
That's right.
under a refreshed and renewed rulership. Just look at how important the bees are to the environment. They're the number one pollinators of plants, and herbs and stuff like that. Pollen is how the plants and the herbs reproduce because obviously they can't have intercourse on their own, so they need the bees and different birds and plants. Okay, and now here it is. Esau Edom is trying to corrupt the bees. When you corrupt the bees, you corrupt the plants and the herbs, and when the herbs and the plants are corrupted, all the animals and us humans that rely on those things, we're going to be corrupted. So everything is all corrupted under the rulership of this devil. So that's why again, like the brothers are going into throughout this whole lesson, everything needs rest, starting with us as a chosen people, down to the planet Earth itself. And it's only going to come through Yahweh Shai.
right. So you get that second Exodus 10,
Yeah, what verse?
23, please, Sure.
All right,
24.
all right, con. All right, this is Second Ezra, chapter 10, verse 23. And which is the greatest of all? The seal of Zion hath now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. Verse 24. And therefore shake off. Verse 24, 2nd Ezra 10, verse 24. And therefore shake off thy great heaviness, and put away the multitude of sorrows, that the mighty may be merciful unto thee again, and the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor.
That's right, man. So we facing hell on all sides on this side, as the scriptures say that what we die all the day long, man, on this side of the earth, man, on this side of the spectrum, man. We hoping through the labor that we put in that what ultimately that Yahweh Shai will ease some of that pain off of us and ultimately get us out of here, man. Get us out of here, bring us back to the kingdom, man. Bring us back to our homelands, man. All right. All right. Can you read that one more time, up?
Yeah, those verses.
Yeah.
All right.
But the latter part out.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 10, and verse 24. And therefore shake off thy great heaviness, and put away the multitude of sorrows, that the mighty may be merciful unto thee again. All right, the second time it says, and the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor.
That's right. So, you know, shake off the heaviness, man, which is the burdens of this world, all right? And hope that the highest will what deliver us from this hell, man, all right? Because we have hope that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah will do these things because we're putting forth that effort and that work too, man. So as the scriptures say, well, the Lord is going to uh, stretch forth his hand again and deliver the elect. Okay, that's what we seek it for, man. We seek it for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah to do that a second time and deliver us into the rest, man. All right, deliver us in the kingdom of heaven, man, and receiving those crowns. All right, you better pass me
Right, real quick.
All right.
Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 55, verse 22. It says, "Cast thy burden upon the Lord," all caps, Yahweh, Bashmi Shai. "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved." Okay, and that's what we're doing. All of our sorrows, all of our frustrations in life, okay, all the hell that we're catching in our daily lives, we cast it all upon the Lord. For the Lord to take away all the pain from us, so that what? So
Yes.
that He can sustain us. Let me see. Let me see this. Woo. Hey, Psalms 55 and 22 in the NLT. It says, "Give your burdens to the Lord, and He will take care of you. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall." So hey, we're relying on Yahweh Shema Shai ultimately to take care of us. Okay, as it tells you in Isaiah 10, where it talks about the remnant shall no longer stay upon him, which smote him, but will stay upon the Lord. Okay, we stay ourselves upon the Lord to take care of us. All right, and Lord willing, we pray and hope to the Lord that He permits us to not slip and fall again. Because literally all throughout our history in the scriptures, going back to Adam, all we've been doing as the chosen people was just constantly falling off. Okay, falling. The sons of God, the men of renown, the giants. Breaking the Lord's covenant. Being constantly kicked out of the Holy Land through our different captivities, even up to this very day. And so, hey, this is the last time that we're going to fall as a nation because after this is rest, immortality. Okay, after this is the new covenant. Okay, the kingdom. Hey, and eternal rulership. You know,
We must labor to enter into that rest.
yeah,
Amen. Zondervan Bible Dictionary describes the word labor as honorable, man. This is Psalms 128. And 1 it says, a song of degrees.
Con,
It
con,
says, blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor, thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands.
mm,
That hasn't happened yet, man. It says, happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. Let's keep going.
con. So basically, man, it says what again? It says thou shalt eat
It
the
says, for
labor.
thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands, happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee.
Yeah, and just like that scripture says, I think it's in Sirach where it says, um, um, it says, uh, uh, basically the work that you put in is the work that you will receive, you know. So
Yeah.
basically that's basically what the scripture is saying. You're gonna eat your labors, man. Whatever you put forth towards the spirit, and you're gonna reap the spirit, the reward of the spirit, which is the rest. All right. If you reap the flesh, you already resting right now in this time, man. You relax, you chill, you chilling out. So like, hey bro, that's the way the scriptures go, man. All right, you have it out.
It says, thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house. Thy children, thy children like olive plants around about thy table. Behold, that thus shall the man be blessed that feareth the Lord. The Lord shall bless thee out of Zion, and thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life. Yea, thou shalt see thy children's children and peace upon Israel.
That's right. So we continue to push on and do this work, and we'll continue to we'll flourish, and we'll see, our children, our children grow up. Not having to worry about if they're gonna go out and get shot by a police officer or anything like that. Getting terrorized on the street, man.
That's right.
These curses pursuing us, man. We don't have to worry about that. Those curses being lifted off of us ultimately.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
That's a stipulation in the contract that we labor, that we work for,
Yep.
that we earn it, man. We gotta go.
Any brothers that want to
Yeah, Con, I got one coming up.
say water if you don't mind, could you give me a rock up if you want to?
Got you.
All right. This is Psalms 144. 144. Psalms 144, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. All right, Psalms 144 and 11. It says, this is a song by King David. It says, rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children. Okay, Esau, Edom. It says, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. All of Esau's pseudoscience, his technology, his false narratives of history is all based on falsehood. Okay, lies and deception. It says, verse 12, that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace. Okay, and that's going to take place in the kingdom. Our sons are going to grow up as plants. Okay, they're going to be fruitful and multiplying, just as we're going to be fruitful and multiplying. They're going to be healthy, right? Healthy, of course, healthy physically because they're going to have the new bodies, but more so healthy mentally. Okay, they're not going to, think about going off or committing sin, or blaspheming the Lord. Okay, as well as our women as well. They're not going to be doing none of those things either. It says, we'll jump down. Yeah, I'm gonna continue. Verse 13, Psalms 144 and 13, that our garners may be full, affording all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in the streets. Basically going to how we're gonna have, wealth and provision, all right, in cattle and land in the kingdom. All right. It says, verse 14, that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets. So here it is. Once we get into the kingdom, we're going to be at so much rest and so much peace to where we're not going to have to worry about anybody breaking into our houses, or shall I say our mansions rather, because we're not going to have houses in the kingdom. We're going to have mansions. Okay, we're not going to have to worry about anybody breaking into our mansions, stealing our possessions, all right, breaking into our barns and storehouses, stealing our cattle and our crops and whatnot. Okay, because even and especially like for a lot of you older brothers, a lot of y'all probably saw pockets of that, back in the day. I remember growing up, a lot of my parents and my uncles and aunts and all that, my grandparents, they would always talk about how, there was a time where, back amongst our people, they would be able to, leave their doors open, leave their,
The windows open, yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
leave their
yeah.
doors open, their windows open. They wasn't worrying about Jake breaking into their houses, killing them or stealing their possessions. Well, hey, once we get into the kingdom, we're gonna go back to that. Leaving our doors open for for each other. And hey, all of that just symbolizes true rest, true peace. You know.
It's every, yeah, true peace, man. Peace of mind.
Yeah.
Like and they'll even say it. They say it in this society. They'll say like you can't buy a peace of mind. They'll be like, this bottle of water, $4.99. This bag of chips, $2.99. A moment with father and son, priceless. Like you can't put a price tag on it, man. You can't put a price tag on peace, man. All right,
Oh yeah, it's true.
you gotta go to Salah.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Uh, yeah, peace of mind is the best mind, man. Like drama free, all of that, not having to worry about, like the brother said, people breaking in or stealing from you, or if you're gonna have enough to sustain you at the end of your life. And we don't have to worry about none of those things in the kingdom, man. Once the kingdom is established, man, like total rest, man, real rest. You know, all those things are gonna go out the window, man. You know,
But in the meantime, what do we
and in
do? We
between
prophesy
time,
the downfall of this place. In between time, like you said, brother, we gotta prophesy the downfall of this place. That's the thing about it, man. these guys that are coming up against the elders and our spiritual fathers, man. The thing about it is, they're not even prophesying, man. They're not going into breakdowns. They're not going into edification. They're not edifying the flock. They're trying to, like the scriptures tell you, get that plank out of your eye, man. You're looking for the small little things, or just to try to scoff and do negative things, man. The Lord is running thin patience for guys like that. So we're the laborers. That's why we're called great millstones. All right, the grinders for the Lord, though, not for this society. You got it, brother.
And the millstone, it's for for work. It's
Yeah.
constantly grinding, constantly working. Uses it to sharpen, to sharpen objects. And that's what the scripture is all about.
And that's spiritual. That definition right there is
Definitely spiritual.
completely spiritual, bro.
Hey, what's interesting? Earlier this week, I was thinking to myself, about how we're gonna have full rest and peace in the kingdom. Like, just imagine, Akim, like for all eternity, never having a negative thought in your head. Like, because let's be honest, every day, at some point in the day, we always have blasphemous thoughts and wicked thoughts going through our head. We all have our folly at the end of the day. But just imagine, like in the kingdom, like forever and ever, just never having a negative thought, never having like a thought about sin. Never having to worry, never being anxious, never worried about your woman or your children, like for all eternity.
I got you one back. You got it, brother. You got it. All right. This is Second Ezra 8 and 52. It says, I'm gonna start at 51. It says, but understand thou for thyself and seek out the glory, because you gotta seek. Get that word seek off Google, man. Because that's what we're doing, man. We're seeking. That's what the Lord required us to do in this contract. He required us to seek. He required us to labor. He required us to search out. So that's the things that we're doing in these last 60 times in order to get that crown of life. We haven't gotten it yet. In a sense, we're not worthy yet. There still has stipulations in that contract that have to come to pass to declare our worth. Specifically, that Revelation 13 and 16. That's going to declare our worth, man. These miracles that the Lord is going to perform, that's going to declare our worth. Like the scriptures tell you, in that day, my chosen shall be known, man. The Lord still has to declare us who He's dealing with. So we're the hopeful elect. It says, Second Ezra 8 and 52, for unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. And rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom.
So, hey, that's the angel breaking it down to Ezra. Hey, because of your diligence, because of you being humble. Okay, the angels basically telling Ezra, hey, paradise is open unto you, which is ultimately what? The kingdom of heaven, that city that is building, the New Jerusalem. And all right, and then the kingdom, all right, in within New Jerusalem, the angel told him, rest is allowed to you, as well as perfect goodness and wisdom. And just like Ezra, we seek that in these other days. We seek for that paradise, that city that's being built. All right, that rest, that perfect goodness, that wisdom. We seek all those things, and how do we seek it? By being diligent, by constantly praying to the Lord, just like Ezra was doing in his whole entire book. All right, being humble to the Lord. Okay, confessing to the Lord our sins and our faults. All right, and just basically, putting it all in the hands of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, hey, that was beautiful. You know, you seek for that rest. That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
You want that Sirach 51?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, then we can start.
this is the book of Sirach 51 and 30, and it reads, Sirach 51 and 30, it says, work your work betimes. Work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you your reward.
And your reward, which your time. So work, man. Work your work, man. Do the work, man. Endure. Continue to push in this word, man. All right. And then in due time, in his time, what he's gonna give you what the crown of life, the kingdom of heaven. All right, and your rest, man. All right, no more having to go working a 5 to 9 or a 12-hour shift or whatever the case may be. Working yourself to death. All right, for a paycheck. All right, and breaking down your body. All right, for this system, man, for this beast. All right, we looking to we in like a ruler. We not like, but we're in a ruler. We're like in a ruler type mentality of wanting to like not work at all, man. We want to have our slaves do all the work for us. That's what a real king would want, man. For a slave to do his work. I mean, honestly, is that not what Esau is doing? He has his company, he's a CEO, or he's a or whatever you want to call it, and he has slaves, which are employees. Another word for a slave is an employee. Do the work for them. They earned it. They're getting pinch for pennies. All right, and they're getting all the money, man. All right. Examples are, Elon Musk, so forth and so on, man. Mark Zuckerberg, all these guys. All right, they have slaves, man. All right, really. Okay, and but that's what we looking at. We were looking to be in the ruler. Uh, 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 we looking to be in the ruler seat, man. All right, not the person that's actually not the other way around, man. As the scripture says, what I seen servants upon horses and kings walking, you know,
Princes walking on
princes
the earth.
walking on the earth. All right, so we have to work for this man. All right, but really we're the princes, we're the kings. All right, the roles have been reversed. All right, that's not all right. Unless you brothers had something.
Yeah, real quick. It's an oldie, but goodie. All right, just real quick. This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. Okay, this place, America, Babylon the Great, as well as wherever the elect are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. This world is not our rest. Okay, it's polluted with all types of wickedness and witchcraft. The wine of Babylon. All right. So the Lord commands us to arise and depart from it. Okay, and enter into His rest, which is what the truth. The truth is what gives us comfort, in our spirits in these latter days. Okay, and it says, uh, basically this place is going to destroy us with the sword of destruction, which is already destroying us right now. All right, outwardly, like the brother was going to. We have to wake up every day and go to work for our daily bread. We have to work in sorrow. We have to, go to the same damn place over and over again every day and see the same faces over and over every day. Faces that we hate, places that we hate, doing the same task over and over every day that we hate. Okay, that's getting us nowhere in life. All right, we hate all this stuff. We hate our lives, even unto death. Okay, hey, so that's why, we, thank Yahweh Shema Shai every day for waking us up to this truth, because we see and understand via prophecy that all of this stuff is getting ready to come to an end. You know, that was it.
Ooh, yes, indeed. I got the Hebrews, brother.
What you have up? Which one?
Hebrews 4.
Hebrews 4. Go ahead with that one.
Yes, that's the one.
Can you the Hebrews 6?
Hebrews 6 and 16.
Uh, 10.
This is Hebrews 6 and 10. It says, "For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister."
That's right. So man, the Lord is not, he's not gonna forget the work that his men has done on this side of the earth, man. All right, that's what the angels are recording all our good works that we putting forth. All right, and adding that to our spiritual bank accounts, man. All right, and for doing all of that work on this side to receive the rest, which is the kingdom. All right, you can I can give you six, uh,
16, 11,
uh, 10 to 11,
10 to 11.
chapter 6, 10 to 11.
Oh, Council like it. Hebrews 6 and 11. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
That's right. For the hope, for the hope, man. The hope is which is getting that salvation, getting those crowns of life, and getting the kingdom of heaven, man, which is our rest, man. All right. The whole title of this lesson, is work now, so that way that when we get, so that way we can rest later. You know, and that's it's a saying in the world. In the world, you know, basically a champion never stops working to their effect. Like he keeps on working and working until, well, a contender never stops working until he's a champion. And even within that, he still has to work, because he has to keep that crown. And that's what we're doing on this side. We're trying to keep our crown, man. We're trying to keep that promise. All right. You got,
You can read down to verse 12.
Verse 12. That ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises.
Yeah, God, like you just said, be not slothful. All right, what is slothful? Basically, not wanting to work, not wanting to do to labor, not wanting to endure, all right, not wanting to do the hardships of the Lord. So hey, hey, this is basically a commandment right here that ye be not slothful, all right, but followers of them who through faith and patience, because as you're working for something, it takes faith as well as patience, to continue in your labors, knowing the reward that's going to come after you finish it. It takes a heavy amount of faith as well as patience. Like they say in the world, good things come to those who wait. Well, hey, we apply that on the spiritual sense. All right, it says,
Right. The only difference between the loser and the winner is the winner plays until the end. You got
uh, it said, the latter part of verse 12, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. So, hey, that's what we work for. All right, that's what we are staying faithful and staying patient for, to inherit the promises that the Lord gave to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, as well as Jacob. Which is what? To inherit the Holy Land, okay, for our seed to be multiplied as the stars of heaven, as the sand of the sea, okay, for us to rule over the nations under Yahushua, of course, for all eternity. You know, that was it.
You wanted to get that Hebrews?
Fourth chapter.
I don't know which one you already.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
you did? Yeah.
Hebrews 4, when you start from the top. It's Hebrews 4 and 1. It says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it.
Yeah, so let us fear, man. Let us continue to do the work of the Lord, man. All right, so that we don't fall short. All right, and be caught up, in the same lot as the two-thirds, man. All right.
It says, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them,
Well,
but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
that's right. So, we the word was preached out, but it didn't stick to everybody. Everybody didn't get it. All right, but for those who did get it, they're enduring. They're like doing the work, man. They stand firm in it. All right.
It says, for we which have believed do not enter into rest. Salaki. Verse 3, Hebrews 4 and 3, for we which have believed do enter, do enter, do enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. Man,
Y'all want to speak on it?
If I may, hey, the latter part of that verse goes into, as it just said, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. So hey, this man, this work
It
that
was already we was already taken care of from the beginning, man.
huh?
It was already
Man,
decided.
hey, and even why that's why the scripture speaks about speaking about Yahushua, right? It refers to him as the lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So hey, the sacrifice of Yahushua, this work that we're putting in right now on this side, okay, and even the works that was put in by the apostles 2,000 years ago, after Yahushua, went back to the heavens. Okay, all the works that was put in by the prophets of the Old Testament. Okay, all this stuff was already, finished, and determined before the foundation of the world. And so now here it is, we just playing it out and playing it out, staying faithful, staying patient, enduring, okay, for all right, all the promises that the Lord bestowed upon us for those works can be played out as well, you know. Man,
And it says, "For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and the Most High did rest the seventh day from all his works. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached enter not in because of unbelief.
right? So basically, read it one more time. Six again up. You don't
Seeing
mind?
therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, that they to whom it was first preached enter not in because of unbelief.
Yeah. So some of them didn't enter in because of non-belief, man. All right, which is the two thirds of our people, man. Because as the scriptures say, Israel have not obtained what they seek it for. All right, it was originally it's for Israel, man. But not all Israel is of Israel. Not all Israel is gonna get it. All right, you have it up.
Verse 7 again, he limited a certain day, saying in David, today, after so long a time, as it is said, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. Let me keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 8 for if Yahushua had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? Ooh.
Yeah.
Heavy. You going on the mind?
no, that's really not.
You got it, Roger.
I'm gonna read it again. It's Hebrews 4 and 8. For if Yahushua had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? And that scripture right here is a major stumbling block because this is talking about Joshua, man. All right, this is talking about Joshua. All right, Joshua's name means what?
Yahushua.
Right. So this is speaking of Joshua. Grab Psalms 95 and 7 now, because we didn't enter into the rest, into the Lord's rest in the wilderness, man. And this was prophesied of. I'm gonna read it again. Hebrews 4 and 8. For if read it like for if Joshua had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day, man? And it's talking about when Joshua brought Israel into the promised land, man. All right, into the land of Israel. All right, it's talking about Yahushua. All right, it's not Yehoshua. That word Joshua translates into Yahushua, man, not Yehoshua. You got it, brother.
Said 95 and 5.
95 and 7.
Okay, 95 and 7. Right, this is Psalms 95 and 7. It says, "For he is our power, and we are his people, of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand. Today, for I will hear his voice."
Right, because just as in ancient Egypt, all right, we were the Lord's people, and so as we are today, man. All right, but we're fulfilling, like it tells you in Revelation, the 14th chapter. It says, "Sing unto him a new song." All right, and that new song is the old song, man. That song of Moses. So now it's ultimately being fulfilled through us, through Yahushua, through believing on him, man. Go ahead up.
All right, and it says, verse 8, uh, "Harden not your heart as in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness."
As in a day of temptation in the wilderness, man. All right, and it's gonna go into it how in that time we didn't get the fullness of the promise, man. All right, the Lord prevented us from getting the fullness of the promise, but now, all right, through that labor, we're gonna get that, man. We didn't get rest at that time. All right, coming out of the wilderness, we didn't get rest. But now we're about to get rest. You got it, huh?
Verse 9, it says, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works.
Just as it's going to be in this time, man. All right? Our fathers tempted the Lord, all right? Proved the Lord and saw his works, man. And they're doing that right now, man. They're tempting the Lord, man. Sitting on their leaves, man. Saying the Lord is going to tear, the Lord won't do this, won't do that, man. And the Lord is going to have to upset them again and wrought that miracle in the earth again by delivering us, man. But we got to labor onto that up until that day. You got it, huh?
All right, verse 10,
And here it goes.
it says, 40 years long was I grieved with this generation.
One more time.
It says, 40 years long was I grieved with this
And
generation.
that's how you know it's not talking about, it's talking about that generation, man, and that time. All right, Joshua's time. Because they didn't enter into that rest. So that's proving that point going back into Hebrews 4 chapter, what it's going to go into in 11, how we have to labor. We're still laboring, man. All right, we didn't enter into rest at that time, but now we're about to. Go ahead, up.
It says, and said, it is a people that do error in their heart, and they have not known my ways. Unto whom I swear is my wrath that they should not enter into my rest.
One more time.
Unto whom I swear in my wrath that they should not enter into my rest.
Great. So the Lord swore to his wrath that we wouldn't enter into his rest. But ultimately, we're about to enter into his rest. We didn't enter into that time, man. We didn't inherit the promised land. All right? You got it, brother. We didn't get that fullness of the agreement of the contract with the Lord. It's back in that Hebrews, the fourth chapter. Hebrews 4 and back in 8 again. For if Yahweh had given them rest, then would he not after have spoken of another day? Right, man, because there had to come another day, man. All right? And we're in that day, we're in that great day, man. Where Yahweh is about to deliver us. It says, there remained therefore a rest to the people of the Most High. For he that is entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, as the Most High did from his. Therefore, let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
Right? So yeah, man, it says, let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after that same example of unbelief. So, let us continue to labor within this truth so that way that we don't fall, man. All right? As we always been doing, all right, falling.
Yeah.
All right, coming short of the Lord, man. All right. Let's see.
Now, you know, this NLT got some heat in it, right, Akim? So this is Hebrews 4, and I'm going to start at verse 8. Hebrews 4 and 8 in the NLT. It's a banger. It says, now if Joshua had succeeded in giving them this rest, because Joshua he didn't succeed in giving people that rest, right? Ultimately, Yahushua did, but we got to labor into it. You see, so it says, now if Joshua had succeeded in giving them this rest, the Most High would not have spoken about another day of rest still to come. So there's a special rest still waiting for the people of the Most High. Come on, man, you can't make that up, man. It's a special rest still waiting for us. It's still waiting for us. We got to get to it. We got to achieve it. We got to overcome. Like you brought out, huh? Endure it to the end. She'll be saved. But it says, Hebrews 4 and 10, for all who have entered into the Most High's rest have rested from their labors, just as the Most High did after creating the world. So let us do our best to enter that rest. But if we disobey Yahweh Shem Yahushai, as the people of Israel did, we will fall. That was it,
You got that another quick one?
I got a quick one. It's Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29. It says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. So, we're the ones that's diligent in our business, or the business of the Lord. Building up the Lord's house. And it says we're going to stand before kings. We're going to stand before Yahweh Shai. Lord willing. Lord willing, We're going to stand before Yahweh Shai. We're going to get crowned. Okay, we're going to receive those palms in our hands. Okay, we're going to have the rest of the brothers that's laboring with us. They're going to be, getting crowned and be kings as well, receiving those palms in our hands. And then, real quick, I want to read this in the NLT. This is Proverbs 22, verse 29. In the NLT, it says, "Do you see any truly competent workers?" That's what we are, competent workers for the Lord. It says, "Do you see any truly competent workers? They will serve kings rather than work for ordinary people." And that's what these heathens, starting with Esau, Edom, is a bunch of ordinary people, a bunch of peons, okay, a bunch of beasts, all right, on the earth with no wisdom, no wisdom, no spirit from the Lord. But hey, we're working to serve the ultimate king of the universe, which is Yahweh Shai. Esau Edom thinks he's the king. He thinks he's the true king of the universe. But no, Yahweh Shai is getting ready to show him, all right, who really and truly rules this universe. Okay, we're gonna serve, all right, kings, the ultimate king Yahweh Shai, and we're no longer gonna serve and work for ordinary people. Once we get into the kingdom, we're not gonna have to worry about getting a job or finding some type of career. Okay, paying bills and taxes and all this other BS.
What is that anyway?
I'm telling you, man.
It's a virtual reality. You got it.
Man, right. Yeah, false reality. Here it is. We gotta work. We gotta work to pay our heathens, to live on the earth that they never created, nor did they take part in helping create. It's showing you how low of a state we've falling down to. Okay, hey, that's why we constantly sigh and cry to Yahweh Shema Shai. Whether it be crying actual literal tears, which we've all done at some point in our walk, or all right, crying out, okay, on the highways and the byways, preaching His word. We sigh and cry to Yahweh Shema Shai to deliver us from all this hardships and all this BS, okay, in this captivity that we're in, so that we can finally have rest, a peace of mind, okay, in a man, to have creation back in its natural state, tranquility. I mean, you almost can't put it into words on how much a blessing that the Lord is going to bestow upon us, man.
Lord willing, this message is edifying. We give infinite honors and praises too.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 60 times. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Shalom until next time.
Shalom,
Lord willing, we'll
Aki.
see you on the highways tomorrow. Shalom.